it is the topic of the decade, potentially even the topic of the century. Yes guys, I am talking about habits and how you actually legitimately build habits by looking at what goes on in your brain, what is the science behind it, what has been proven to show results. Because very much like you, at some point I got really sick of seeing the same type of advice and the same types of videos online regarding habits. Because in essence we know what it kind of takes to build a habit, but how many of you have actually taken a step back and looked at that process and looked at what actually went on when you built up a habit? Because if you're anything like me, you're probably really sick of seeing have a morning and evening routine, wake up early, etc, etc. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I have also fallen into the trap of professing this type of advice, but obviously the more that you research and the more that you explore, the more you deepen your knowledge. I'm not saying I'm an expert, but one of the most eye-opening things for me was just even looking back at this past month or the last 2 months. And if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen my life. But the last month of my life, I was at home 3 days and I was traveling the rest of them all across Europe. And I was probably the busiest I've ever been. I launched a product, I maintained 3 YouTube channels, I traveled to 4 different countries, and my habits have actually been the best that they've ever been. Which sounds like a bit of a paradox and a bit of an oxymoron, but there's something to it, and I'm telling you guys. In this video today, I want to dive in deeper and actually share with you my findings and really key simple tips that are going to help you get excited about building habits and understand yourself a little bit better. So all in all, you want to make it as simple as possible, and this is the number one reason why people don't end up sticking to their habits, is because they overcomplicate the whole process and their environment itself doesn't make it easy to stick with them, which is just complete bollocks. So the first thing is you want to design your environment in a way that helps you to maintain that habit and helps you actually want to achieve your goals. So for me, one of the simplest things was I have those fairy lights in the back, and I have been reading and journaling every single night or every single morning because I've made it easy to do so. So as soon as I got those fairy lights, I decided, okay, when I wake up in the morning, I switch the lights on, which then triggers for me to read. And at nighttime, it's the same thing. As soon as those fairy lights go on, I switch off my main lights, and that sends a trigger to my brain because I've created it that way to read and journal now. So environment, your environment matters. Make sure to set up cues in your environment that make it easy for you to achieve it. So this could mean, for example, changing the place where you do something, or let's just say having a particular corner in your house where you go and do push-ups every morning, or going out into the living room, or just making it simple, because it's a lot easier to do that and having something new come into the picture than trying to recreate your environment. So let's just say that you have always worked at your desk. So I've got my desk here in front of me, and that's my workspace. And I suddenly decide, no, from now on, I'm gonna work in the living room and I'm gonna use my desk as my journaling space. That's gonna be a lot harder because I've already got a habit in place that is quite a strong one at my desk. So keep it simple, change your environment, make it work for you. The second thing is very much to do with your mindset, and for me it was such an eye-opener once I shifted my way of thinking. And it's about just showing up and the fact that thriving and growing takes time. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, I am one of the most impatient people ever. There are some things that I am super patient with, for example, when it comes to long-term commitments. And it could just be that you need a simple mindset shift to get you into the right frame of mind to achieve your goals. So nowadays, people really seem to love this buzzword, balance. And for me, striking a balance with having been so busy and with just such a hectic schedule, I realized that my balance was actually having that long-term goal in mind, but doing something every day or every week particularly that was relevant to that goal. So to give you an example, for example, I just said to myself, okay, I'm not going to be too concerned about the how and the how much. I'm going to make sure that I do squats and push-ups every day whilst I'm traveling, when I wake up and before I go to bed. That was it. So I'm still doing something in the direction of my goals, but I'm making it a lot less stressful for myself. And so I was able to cover all of my bases. I was able to focus on my fitness, I was able to focus on my language learning, and I made that easy by just having something every day that matches my lifestyle. So I actually found it really tricky with Dutch. So this is where the key point is: just show up. Because 80% of achieving your goal is really just showing up. And I see this again and again with my own students, the ones that are sometimes even really just exhausted and haven't done their homework, but they still come to class. They take away a lot more than if they hadn't shown up. And I know it can be hard. There are things that we dread. For example, this morning I had a call. I had priorities that were higher than uni. And I had a 3-hour lecture and I showed up an hour and a half late, but I still showed up and I got that critical piece of information for the last bit of the session and caught up with it. And that was more valuable than not going at all and not knowing what was going on. So just show up, guys. So another key thing is that building up good habits is like building interest. So you are always either moving forward or moving backwards. And the key thing to make sure that you don't lose motivation, that you don't procrastinate, is just aiming at improving by 1% every single day. So taking it back to the basics, improving by 1% has been phenomenal for my life, because I went to Amsterdam and I went to Latvia, which you guys will see here, and I wanted to really improve my Latvian. Even though I speak it at a native speaker level, there are always really advanced terms and phrases that if you don't use very often, even in our own native tongues, that we forget or we don't tend to utilize as often. Same with Dutch. And what I really found was condensing my learning into a short period of time, but with increasing the intensity, made a massive difference. And within 5 days, I was speaking Latvian as though I had just done a university degree. And with my Dutch as well, having that week, even though I didn't speak as much, but being surrounded by the language, I found myself using more and more of it all the time. And with us being at the start of a fresh new year, a fresh new decade, guys, 3 months of intense learning with that added advantage of accountability, learning with a small group, having a teacher and having a challenge really is the best way to succeed and improve your confidence and fluency in a short amount of time. And that's why, guys, Lingoda has their sprinter on, which was formerly known as the marathon, but now they've revamped it for the new decade and it's amazing. So guys, if you're super busy, you can sign up for the 15 classes a month and you're doing it over 3 months. And if you do all the classes, then you will get 50% off of what you paid. But if you are super serious and you want to improve even more, then 30 classes a month is the full sprint. And if you do all of the classes, you attend them and follow all the rules, which you'll find in the link down below, then guys, you will get 100% refund, a 100% refund on all of your classes. And I think that is incredible, especially because you really improve your speaking abilities. And at the end of the day, I think that is the primary reason why we all learn a language, to be able to speak and have that confidence. And what better way to do it than having this challenge? And it doesn't matter if you're a beginner, if you're an advanced speaker. Like I said, for me, Latvian is my first language and I decided to do something every day to practice my Latvian. And I'm doing the same for German and I'm doing the same for even my English. I have a notes thing on my phone where I every single day write new words and synonyms to keep my language skills at the best that they can be. But guys, make sure to sign up as soon as possible, and I of course have a €10 discount code for you. So make sure to use that when you sign up. And the sprint is starting on the 29th of January. So you got to sign up before the 27th to get your place fixed and get onto that challenge to improve your skills. Because in all honesty, there is no better way to improve your language skills than having the combination of a set challenge, accountability, someone who is checking in on you, that you've made a commitment, and with all of my tools and tricks to do with habits now, showing up, guys, as I said, showing up and having that commitment to yourself is not only a way of, I guess, proving to yourself that you can do it, but it's also a way of showing self-love to yourself. And the best part, guys, is for the first time ever, Lingoda is also running a separate promotion, a completely separate contest where you can win the chance of a lifetime to kickstart your career in Dublin, Ireland. So this is the first time that Lingoda have ever done anything like this. And basically, if you are someone who are dreaming of working in an English-speaking country and you're at an intermediate level, but you're looking for that next challenge, then you can win this opportunity to have a 3-month stay in Dublin with 90 days of Lingoda English classes, have all your expenses paid. All your expenses paid, gain mentorship to kickstart your career, and also have support in anything else that you need, so securing your visa, finding tickets, anything like that, then that is what Lingoda are also offering. So the deadline for the applications is March 17th, so I will include all the links here as well, and you can see it right here, everything that you need to know about it. And if you're interested, guys, it's a fabulous opportunity. Honestly, I wish they offered more of them, but make sure to sign up with the link below. And the next key thing is habit stacking, which is similar to the environmental factors that I was talking to you about before, but habit stacking. It is so much easier to build onto a habit that is already existing than to completely recreate your own schedule. And this is where I'm going to talk about my morning routine. So my morning routine is over there, and basically I used to have such a complex one. I kid you not, my morning routine was like 90 minutes long. It involved fitness, it involved taking my supplements and yoga and everything. And now I've just kept it super simple. And what I recently added was saying my affirmations into the mirror. I used to have the habit of waking up, and as soon as I woke up, I would say 3 things I'm grateful for. And then I kind of got bored of that, and I thought, oh, it's not really serving me in the same way as it used to. And so what I did was I then changed it up a bit. And the first thing that I do now is I wake up, I do my push-ups or my squats, and then because those are already by the mirror, I go to my mirror and I say my affirmations aloud. And as well, my affirmations are pinned on my wall. So they're right over there, and I've made it so easy for myself to complete that task every morning because there's essentially no way around it. And the final point I want to touch on is about procrastination. We all don't like this word, and within good reason. But how do you actually stop procrastinating and doing the thing that you know you should do, but you kind of don't want to do, but then you feel bad? You get what I mean. Now, this is where the 2-minute rule comes in, and this is fabulous. Make it easy for yourself. It's all about simplicity, people. It's all about simplicity. So make sure that the habit that you want to create or build is simple. So for me, with Dutch, and I'm speaking completely honestly with you guys because I want to make sure that this year, and just in general, we're not doing things that just don't serve us. So for my Dutch, for example, I have my book right over there, and sometimes I'll put it over there. So I make it simple for myself to access the resources, and having that simplicity also makes it easier for you to continuously do that thing or revisit it and review it. So because I have my Dutch book right there, any time of the day when I have a spare minute or two, I'll look into it, and that adds into my memory being able to solidify the knowledge that I'm essentially trying to acquire. So the same thing with the gym. Have all of your gym things in one location so that you don't have to spend more than 2 minutes packing stuff and looking for things, because that's when your brain's going to start saying, yeah, I could go to the gym, but this is taking a long time, and actually I needed to go and finish off that assignment. Oh, and I should really call my mom. Yeah, no, it's not going to happen. Make it easy. Make it so simple for yourself that the task that you want to do and the habit that you want to build takes less than 2 minutes to get started. Because your habits essentially shape your identity, and the more that we focus on those small wins and get those small wins, the more likely we are to continue with that habit. And that consistency, we hear it all the time. Why that consistency is so important? Because essentially habit formation is a process that allows for the brain connections to become more automatic. So essentially what happens is that every time you repeat a habit, it nourishes that connection within your neurons. And those repetitions allow for all the cells in your brain to send signals a lot easier and more effectively, hence enabling the habit to become solidified and to become easier for you to do. And that's why it's called a habit, because then at some point you start doing it habitually. So guys, I want to know, what are your habits that you're trying to focus on this year? For me, I'm also working on becoming more organized with my finances and really having an Übersicht. I have my Lebensübersicht, like an overview, and also balancing my language learning, YouTube creation and work in a way that serves me and my highest goals. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and make sure to contact me below. You'll find all my social media, and give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching this video, and if you enjoyed it, make sure to also check out that video over there and that one there to get more tips that are going to help you with your learning, and I will see you guys in my next video.